So, guys, I had a conversation over there with the so-called two Calgarian women from Calgary. They're trying to normalize the conversations into less psychological warfare. They're not. It's still the same thing, but it's more human. About 10%, 50% more human. You still get the and the goofy and the both talking at the same time, cutting you off. Same tactics being implemented, but they sound more human than before. The conversation, there is a somewhat of a how do I explain it? There's more sugar coating to the dump in the middle. There's a lot more sugar coating to it than before. Or I would say it has about 6-7 layers of different kind of sugar. Orange flavored, strawberry flavored, and then you get the dump, which is in the middle. So the robotica in the conversation is being more sugar coated to masquerade it more as if it's a normal conversation. It's still two people set up there, sent out with the instructions on the phone. He's gonna walk up to you and ask you for a smoke, give him one or give him two, and implement this kind of information in your conversation. Mention about Calgary that it's this and that, and mention this and mention that, or if he asks you this, answer that. So it all depends on how they can spin the conversation and what they could talk to you about. This is a huge effort being done to keep on inserting the element of fear that this is being done worldwide now. Anywhere you go, you're going to get the same thing. You're not getting away from it. Still tapping on that vein of other places. Meanwhile, for me, I completely forgot about the other place. It doesn't exist anymore, but the enemy needs to tap on that because it's an element of huge extra fear, saying it's worldwide now. The whole planet's a prison for you. You ain't going anywhere. It's kind of like increasing the threat of fear by multiplying it by 500%. So she can feel scared. You gotta remember, when you deal with a bully, everything a bully taps on too much with words is mostly using them to scare you. Not that he's not capable of doing things to you. Not that he's not capable of doing it in other countries or he hasn't done it in other places. But you have to ask yourself this question. Why does he have the need to keep on mentioning it to me over and over again? Why does he have the need to keep on repeating that if you travel this, because see, this is supposed to also be some kind of a sexual depravity, kind of a attack on it for you to crave it, something you're deprived from, which is something I got over a month ago, 2 months ago. But sorry to go off subject. The implementation of a worldwide fear of anywhere you go. Meanwhile, the enemy knows about 2 weeks ago, or even the last week mostly, that I ain't going anywhere. I'm going to do it here. So he has no reason to keep on implementing these things and keep on reminding me that worldwide it's going to be like that. In this country it's going to be like that. You ain't going anywhere. When he knows for 100%, I've already mentioned that I ain't going anywhere. Why? Fear. To insert those elements of fear in you that it's worldwide right now. Wherever you're going to go, you're going to experience this. Well, if I still wanted to do it, I could understand why he would want to implement it. But I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm staying here. This is where the battle's going to be. And this is where I'm going to beat him. Because the reason why he's capitalizing on this now is because if I stay here, it's the worst thing that can happen to this enemy. This is a worldwide network that was not built too much over the last 20 years because I didn't show interest in traveling to the majority of the places that were sort of tapped in the last year since I've woken up. Now, what's the worst thing that can happen to this enemy? Is if I don't bite the bait and travel, if I stay here and beat him here, it's mocking him, it's mopping the floor with him. Why? Because he went out of his way in the last year to really set this up everywhere. And imagine where I am right here. I take out the microchips from my eyes, and then all the setup would go for nothing. These two women I just talked to right now, if I didn't have the microchip, they wouldn't have known that someone's gonna approach them that's wearing this, that's like that, and what they're supposed to say to him and how to treat him. They wouldn't know anything about that. I would have walked by them, they would have acted normal, and they would have still waited and looked around for this guy that's gonna show up that they're gonna feel, because they put something in them that senses your microchip. When you look at them, they have to start moving and they have to feel that vibration. Whatever, not necessarily to start moving, but whatever they're told to do when you show up, that's how they know it's you. They sense you through this technology, which connects people together, but through technology, through my microchip and whatever they put in them. So, if I'm here, and if I stay here in Canada, and if I take home the microchip here, guys, once the microchips are out, you will not get this kind of treatment. You will not get this kind of acting, because what connects me to them is the technology. Once I take out the technology from my body, then there's no contact between me and them anymore. It'll be like just two normal people that you met for the first time, the way it's supposed to be. But because I'm microchipped, and my microchip is leading all the way there, they're expecting it. They're put there for a reason in that area. So when I come out tonight, in case I go and ask them for a smoke or they say that. So from now I'm going to record more for you, even the conversations, so you can cipher from the information they're saying to me what kind of psychological warfare they're trying to pull on me, and how it's all regulated. How I'm not actually meeting normal people and having normal conversations with them. How they're already set up, they're waiting for me to come up to them to ask them for a cigarette. And in case I bite the bait and I stay and I have the conversation with them, not only I don't enjoy my cigarette because I'm listening to them talk and laugh the whole time, but also to implement the necessary information in order for me to sense some kind of fear or whatever implementation they want to implement. You get it? So for them, these two said, oh yeah, in Alberta and Calgary, it's more connected, you know? It's more like a town, people say hi or whatever. But those are the things I always used to mention in my life before, that I wanted. It's not because it's Toronto or Calgary. It's because I was microchipped. I never had that contact. You can have that contact anywhere. You can have that contact in the worst place. That's how life is. But the fact that I was deprived from it because of the microchip, they get them to say things like that. So the enemy still doesn't realize. He's not listening to me. He's not reading well anymore. I think he got microchipped too. He's becoming blind. He's got to take off those curtains from in front of his face because he's still delusional about who he's dealing with. He doesn't know that those things don't work anymore. He can threaten me all he wants. He can go create an island on the moon and put people there that move with microchips. I will kick his fucking ass right here in Toronto. by removing the microchips from my eyes in Toronto. I ain't going nowhere. I promised him that. I am not a runner. I won't run away. I will stay here, fight, and win the fight here. You could do this worldwide. Because when I win the fight here, then I can go anywhere I want. And this will be non-existent. It is all about removing that microchip, which activates all of this. Without the microchip, none of this will work. Guys, I spent 4 days in a row at Sunnybrook Hospital. 4 days. Or maybe 5, I don't know. I started at the beginning of the week. It's Friday today, August the 15th. Today, 2 security guards came up to me and gave me a letter of trespassing. They want to kick me out of the hospital. So I'm like, why? What did I do? They're like, oh, you filmed some videos on YouTube. I'm thinking to myself, first of all, how did you know? How did you get to them? And how did you know it was me? So I will make you listen to the video. I'm going to attach it to this video in the end. I recorded it today, the conversation with the security guards. They're fake. This microchip, everywhere I go, things get flipped. It attracts all these people in there. The real people come out of there. And they don't like me hanging out there every day because they can only convince Sunnybrook Hospital for a short period of time for the real people not to come to work. It's been evacuated for the whole week. From August 10th to August 15th. Not one soul that works at Sunnybrook Hospital showed up there because I've been going there every day because I want to see an ophthalmologist. I go to the emergency department. I go upstairs. I haven't recorded much for you guys inside because they're not letting me. Because if I record for you inside the hospital, you'll see that there are no real doctors, no real nurses, and no real patients. They're not allowing me. They're threatening me as soon as I walk in with posters, and security is giving me a dirty look the whole time. Even if I lift up the small camera. So, I'm going to upload this video right now. I'm going to attach for you at the end of this video, which will be right away, the clip the conversation that I had with the security. Sorry, you couldn't see any video because I had to hide the camera in my hand, the small camera. But you can listen to the conversation, me telling them, why are you giving me this letter of trespassing? What have I done? So they're trying to get rid of me because if I keep hanging out at Sunnybrook Hospital every day for a month, I will end up meeting the real people there. They can't keep them out of there for a long time. With excuses of code, I don't know, color what, or a drill, or we're training students, or they tell the doctors, you don't have any patients for this week, you don't have to come in, or this doctor's been given a vacation, paid vacation from the hospital for 3 weeks in Jamaica. I don't know what excuses they give them. But Sunnybrook Hospital, guys, from August the 10th, 2019, till August the 15th, 2019, not one soul worked there that actually works in there. It was all whatever charade they put in there and tell them. Students, training, I don't know what they're telling them. And I moved around the neighborhood today and I showed you all the houses in that area, how they're empty. Please watch the video before or after this one. I'm going to upload it tonight too. But lately I haven't been recording the conversations on the small camera. Sorry, it's my bad. I'm going to start doing that again. Next week, I'm going to give you guys tons of information about everything that's been happening behind the scenes that I haven't been recording. The reason why is I'm trying to conserve my energy so I can use it because I have a constant attack on me everywhere I go. You know how? With the stalking and the harassment. That drains your energy. So I'm trying to conserve it as much as I can in order for me to be able to come out of this. All right? So I'm going to do some hardcore recording next week. At the end of the month, I'm going to get some money. I'm going to buy another 4 small cameras. They're going to be everywhere. I'm going to show you guys what happens behind me, in front of me, beside me. I'm going to tie them to myself. How these people wait for me behind me. As soon as I turn, they start moving. This is the only way to capture that for you. Is to have a small camera attached to me from the back. So you see my surroundings, how they're artificial. How there's people there being set up to kind of exactly like the Truman Show, guys. But in a real life version where to keep someone entrapped into a ritualistic, battery, energy draining environment that masquerades itself as real life. It's a prison for someone not to be able to come out of. You get microchipped in the eyes, you go into this underground world where you meet everybody prepped to do to you what they want them to do to you. You're controlled, you're dominated by this entity that sees through you and can listen to what you say and can hear what you hear, because the microchips are inserted into your optical nerve, which is the nerve that transfers the images you see to your brain, vice versa, and your hearing and everything. So basically, I have a video camera and a speaker inside of me that this entity can hear and listen to. All right? And they know everything that you do, and even the people you look at, they threaten them because they could see them talking to you. They can't even show any kind of, break character or anything like that. So I'm going to upload it for you, this one and the other ones. I'm going to start doing that. I haven't been doing that for a while. I've just been uploading normal videos because I got tired of it. But I have to do that this week to show you guys what kind of a huge conspiracy is around me, and how I'm being kicked out of places in a weird way when I spend there a couple of days in order, for the fake to come out and the real to come in.
What? Okay.
So the guy in the elevator with me now, all he did was crack his knuckles. But you gotta listen to that small stuff, that everyone I meet, what they say and what they act like and what they do. It's easy. Implementation of noise, implementation of motion, and psychological warfare through conversations, whatever they are. You're gonna notice next week when I record for you, a lot of the conversations I'm gonna have, that the nature of it is to be more human and less artificial, less robotic, not to prove that there's microchips connecting us. That's the main thing that they're afraid of. You know what I mean? Because if they're too artificial, then it proves that the microchip connects us. But it's okay. It's a next level, sort of getting closer to coming out of this prison. They're trying to normalize it as much as possible because of my advances in the YouTube videos. Then again, carts and everything, and it stinks in here in this floor. I don't know what they did here today to give me that bad smell, so I get disoriented. Anyways, I'll upload this right now, guys.